Hi, I'm Vicki Hoth, and I'm in the Handi Quilter studio today. One of the things that happens on your quilt that you sometimes just can't figure out, well, I've got the answer for you. How do I go back and find my start point when my thread breaks, or when the bobbin runs out of thread and it has stitched off down a ways? How do I get back there and get things lined back up again? So today I'm going to show you how to do that. I've been stitching this quilt and the thread broke, and it broke clear back here. But it kept stitching because I'm on the Infinity and I didn't have the thread break sensor turned on the machine, and I didn't have the thread break sensor turned on the Pro Stitcher, so it just kept quilting. Now those two features are on the Infinity or on the Pro Stitcher if you have it on the Infinity or if you have it on the Fusion. Now if you have it on the Avante, that feature is not available for you, so you will see that happen if you walk out of the room and it just keeps quilting because you ran out of bobbin thread. And so then you have to go back and find that start point and get it repositioned. Not repositioned, because you are positioned. You just have to put your start point in the right place to resume. So the first thing I need to do is I need to decide if I have to unpick any thread. And on this one I do. This is all loops. And so there's no start, there's no points. That's where I would unpick to, is a point, because you're more apt to be able to hide a tie off there. But since I don't have any points on these loops, I'm actually going to go back to where the thread crosses over. So that's going to be a good hiding point so that I can start quilting. So I need to unpick. So I will unpick this. And you can see how I need to go back to this point right here. So I can go ahead and unpick that. And if you just get that bobbin thread, okay, that's as far as I want to go back, because I'm even in a seam. So, well, no, we want to go back to there. I was going to say that would be a good place to hide as well, because there's a seam there. But I think I want to go back to that point. Okay, that's as far as I want to go. I'm actually going to just trim that thread. I'm not going to bury any threads. I'm just going to trim it, because when I come back with my, find my start point there, I want it to start stitching just a couple of stitches before I unpicked. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to disable my motors, and I'm going to press Quilt on the screen. And then in Quilt, I want to go to New Start End. And now I'm going to move over here. And right at this point here, I'm going to put my needle. And my laser light, I can see that it's pointing right down there with my Infinity. Going to go right to that point. Now I want to have my green bullet go to that point on the screen. And if you want to see what it looks like on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and follow and zoom in on that so you can see the orange bullet that you see there. That's where I stopped. But I want to go to where the thread broke. So I've moved my machine over, and I'm at that point. And now I want to move the green bullet to where my crosshair is. So if I press the Start Auto button down here, it moved. Did you see how that moved? It moved my green bullet over to where my crosshair is. Now I can move. If I don't like that, I can continue to move my machine, and that green bullet follows me. When I want that to stop following me, I press the Start Auto button, and it will turn that off. And now it is set in place, so it's locked in place. And I don't care what the orange bullet, you can see that on the screen. It's the green bullet that I'm more concerned about. Now on my screen also you see two buttons. It says Tie Off Resume and Pull Up Resume. I tend to not turn those on. I like to do this manually. So I will manually use my handles and bring up my bobbin thread. And I'm going to hold both of those, and I'm going to go ahead and let that stitch over the top of those previous 2 stitches. So you can see there's a couple of stitches right here, and my bobbin thread that I brought up, that's where I'm going to start stitching, and it will stitch over those stitches. It will lock them in place. So there's no tie off, it just locks with the friction of the 2 threads, it locks them in place. All right, then now I'm going to press resume, and it will continue around, and I'm good to go.